Can you solve the puzzle of the Lamartian box? Because if you do, all your wildest fantasies could come true. You will open a portal to a different world and summon the Cenobites, who will show you a world of pleasure and pain. But be careful what you wish for, because these demons don't differentiate between the two. And if you summon them, they will tear your soul apart. Hey bookworms, welcome back to my channel and to my 2025 Halloween series. This year I will be uploading once a week, reviewing horror novels that got a film adaptation so famous many people aren't even aware of the original. And I'm starting the series off with the Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, who also wrote and directed the movie adaptation, which was renamed Hellraiser. By the way, I've never watched Hellraiser. I don't like body horror. Just saying. So, The Hellbound Heart is a novella written and set in the 1980s. In it, a selfish criminal called Frank found its way to a mysterious box called the Lamartian box. If you manage to solve its puzzle, you can summon demonic creatures called Cenobites. Hellish as they are, they can open your mind and body to amazing experiences, mostly sexual. But careful what you wish for, because as Frank finds out, pleasure goes hand in hand with pain, and now Frank is kind of stuck between our world and hell, and his only way of getting back is through blood sacrifice. So let's get into things. I was wary of reading this book because, as mentioned, I hate body horror. I love me a good psychological horror, but anything bodily, no. Me and David Cronenberg are not good friends. I couldn't even finish watching Slither. I get nauseous even thinking about this movie. Anyway, despite the book being very gory, I held on surprisingly good because the book was surprisingly good. It's a novella, so it's not very long, but this one was just the right length. It's short and to the point. It's descriptive enough to gross you out, but let your imagination do the rest. And I said gross you out, but it's not one of those cases of blood, guts, and gore for the sake of them. The book feels evil, demonic. It reeks of despair, depravity, helplessness, and, hell. I bet you wonder if a horror book can be as good as a horror movie without the visual and audio aspects. And sure, a movie can make you see things, but this book makes you feel things. Barker has a knack for descriptions and writing, and he's so effective in both creating atmosphere and setting the scenes and the characters without wasting words. The Hellbound Heart is a sensory experience, which is so fitting. Even the way the Cenobites are described is honestly creepier than the way they look in the movie. And the fact that they smell sweet and one of them has a relatively high-pitched voice, I felt these conflicting elements were almost overwhelming in a way. They gave me bad goosebumps, like very unpleasant sound. I hope it makes sense. It's kind of like a very pleasant smell, but too strong. But that's the whole idea, this uncomfortable yet maybe almost pleasurable combination of beauty and ugliness, comfort and discomfort, pain and pleasure. That's what the Cenobites and the book are all about, with Barker's beautiful writing of such horrific things. But I do want to shortly point out my favorite part in the book, and that was the Cenobites and the fact that they aren't the actual villains here. And this is something that kind of reminds me of Stephen King, and I talked about it in the past. The fact that for every monster and supernatural being in his books, you also have a human villain. And I personally feel that you can create really intimidating creatures and monsters, but honestly, human beings are capable for so much worse. And in Hellbound Heart, we have those demonic creatures and they will hurt you, but they have certain morals, they play by the rules, unlike the real villains of the novella, Frank and his mistress, who are willing to do horrific things in order to save their own skin. Quite literally. So with other reviews on the series, I will touch upon the movie version a little bit more, but since I don't like talking about things I haven't seen, I won't here. I do know, however, that about 99% of the book and movie are the same. They were written by the same person. It's just one character, Kirsty, who is more of a main character in the movie but less in the book, and her relationship to the other characters is a little different. Oh, and they changed the character's name from Rory to Larry. So to conclude, this novella was so much better than I thought it would be, and if you like horror, especially visceral horror, I do recommend it. It's not for the faint of hearts, but if I can handle it, you can too. It was surprisingly good, mostly due to the excellent, expressive writing of Clive Barker, and now I want to read more by him, so if you have any recommendations, let me know. And guys, that was my review on the Hellbound Heart. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because throughout October I will upload more reviews on horror books with a more famous horror movie adaptation. Also, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you knew that Hellraiser was actually based on a book. Guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.